Hello, and welcome to my coaching toolbox. My name is Joran Oppelt, and this is a 30-day program where every day I am taking my coaching toolbox that I use in my purpose and creativity coaching practice, and I pick it up and I turn it upside down and I shake it out and I dump all the tools on the floor and I pick one of them up and I turn it around and we're going to talk about it, right? How it works for me. Today, we're going to talk about fear. We're going to talk about overcoming fear. I personally use a method that I read years ago that the Navy SEALs used, and I've taken it on and I've modified it a little bit, but I want to tell you about it. I call it the grace method because it comes down to grounding and rehearsal and affirmations and controlling your arousal control and then embodied action. So I call it the grace method. I've come up with this acronym for it. And I want to walk you through it because I figure if it's good enough, if something like this is good enough for like the Navy SEALs who are like in a foxhole or whatever, however, SEALs do their thing. They're in a submarine. I don't know, where do SEALs live? They're in a situation where they've got to fight and they've got to step into something that is potentially, they're looking at loss of life. They're looking at loss of assets, they're looking at injury, they're looking at, you name it, right? There's any number of things to be able to be afraid of in that situation, yet they step into it. Yet, in that moment, they take action, right? Sometimes unflinchingly and without hesitation, they take action. So what is that method that they're using? I would want to know about it, right? Because for me, sometimes overcoming fear means overcoming the fear of going on stage in front of people, right? Overcoming the fear of talking to a group of people that you've never met before. The fear of being laughed at, the fear of being rejected, the fear of being called out, the fear of failing. On top of the fear of injury and loss and bodily harm and death and all of that we're all dealing with every day anyway. Overcoming fear is an important tool to have in your toolbox. So we're going to talk about it. So the grace method goes like this. G, grounding. Number one, you ground. You start to connect with some kind of set of beliefs or some kind of connection to yourself or to your family or to your community, or maybe it's your faith. Maybe it's your city, maybe it's your country, right? What does that kind of belief or cosmological map look like for you? Where do you exist, right? And you ground yourself in that. You contextualize yourself. You might also visualize yourself a few years from now, right? What does it look like 3 years from now? That life, that village, that we'll call it an encampment, right? Where you might envision some tent stakes, right? Where does that camp look like now, and what does that camp look like 3 years from now? If you expand or extend those tent stakes out, who's inside your encampment? Who's part of your village? Who's part of your tribe? Start to give yourself some really important grounding context, right? The next thing you do, once you kind of know where you're at, who you are, what you believe, the next step, number 2, is to rehearse. Rehearse, rehearse, rehearse. Play through all the possible scenarios that might happen, right? Play through all of the scenarios in your head. You might get laughed at, you might fall down, you might do this, which might trigger something else to happen. You might actually forget to do something, and that could trigger something else to happen, right? You could get injured, you could die, you could be called out, you could be heckled, you could not get the job done in time or in time for your deadline. There are all kinds of things to rehearse through, right? And have a plan A, a plan B, C, D, all the plans you need. And you rehearse them from different perspectives, almost from like different camera perspectives, right? And give voice to those perspectives. Walk through it. You might even use different voices in your head. You might act it out. You might stand on one side and play out, do some role playing. You might use dolls or toys or puppets or whatever you want to use to act out and rehearse every possible scenario. The rehearsal is what diffuses any surprise that happens to you because you've been there. You've planned for it. So rehearse, rehearse, rehearse. Number 3, affirm, right? Affirm for yourself that you are prepared, that you are ready to step into this next experience, that that your whole life has led you to this experience, that you are powerful and you are in control, and you are a teacher or a warrior or a healer or a soldier or a partner or an amazing influencer, whatever it is, that an artist, a creative, a photographer, a novelist, a writer, a journalist, whatever it is that you want to affirm it for yourself, right? Positive affirmations are what are going to give you the confidence and the certainty to take that 5th step, that embodied action. So positively affirm, affirm, affirm. The 4th step is control, right? C, control, and it's all about controlling your mental stimulus, your physical stimuli, everything around you, right? The key to staying calm as you step into this is about arousal control. So control is about maybe moderating your breath. You might use some meditation or breath moderation techniques. You might breathe in on a 4 count, and out on a 4 count. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. You might actually breathe in through your left nostril and out through your right. It's about getting control of your body. Arousal control and stimuli control. Controlling what's happening for you now. And the key to control is that you will be strengthened, confident, certain, ready to take that next step. Now, the other thing to understand about the 4th step, C, control, is that some people might need to de-escalate and bring down their energy, and some people might need to elevate their energy and get pumped up and jump on a trampoline and elevate their state, right? So the key to control is understanding where you need to be in order to take that step. Do you need to throttle and moderate and lower your energy? Or do you need to raise it and pump it up and go outward with it, right? Being able to control it allows you to take the action. It allows you to be prepared and ready to step into it. So, for people who need to go out on stage, you might pump up. For people who need to be grounded and centered and be in a teaching moment or a place where they are healing or holding space for others, they might need to de-escalate. It's whatever's right for you. But that 5th step, E, that's embody, right? Embodied action. That's taking the action. So I like to imagine my future state, my future self. I imagine a version of myself in the future, let's just say 3 years again as an example. And what are they doing? I observe them and I say, how are they speaking to others? How are they feeling in their body? How are they using body language or eye contact? How are they engaging and interacting with others? What are they feeling? How are they breathing? How are they holding themselves? How are they loving? How are they showing up in the world? What are they doing? What does their day look like, right? Imagining that future version of yourself, and then imagining it like a body of armor, like a suit of armor. And just having it in front of you and your ability to just step into that version of yourself will act as a protection, will act as that suit of armor, and will allow you to then take that step. Once you've taken that first step into the self, then it's just the second step into the action, into the embodiment of whatever it is you need to be doing at that moment. So that's the grace method. All through grounding and rehearsal and affirmation and arousal control and embodied action, those 5 steps can diffuse the fear, can de-escalate that fear, can remove that fear, strip it away, and allow you to step into whatever moment you need to. It allows you to show up and do the work, and if you try it and it doesn't feel good or you think you failed at it, guess what? You need to celebrate showing up and doing the work. You showed up, you did it, now move on, right? That's all we can ever do, is show up, do the work, be present, and move on. So celebrate yourself for trying it, and then try it again the next time. Go through the steps and try it again until this is just second nature. This is just something that you do instinctively, like a reflex, every time you come upon something that you're afraid of. So, and it's by being in control of our own frequency and body and vibration and how we're showing up in the world, that's how we're able to leverage everything around us and leverage the world itself even to accomplish our goals and our needs. So, that's the Grace Method, one way of overcoming fear. Thanks for watching my coaching toolbox, and I'll see you next time. Hey, it's me, it's Joran, I'm back. Thanks for watching the video. I wanted to remind you that I'm having a contest this month. Every week I'm giving away a walk and talk coaching package for if you're in Tampa Bay, or a coaching call, 30-minute coaching call with me for free every week in September. And then in the end, we're giving away a grand prize. We're giving away a bunch of books, Brendan Burchard's Millionaire Messenger, Guy Kawasaki's Art of the Start, a bunch of other amazing books, as well as an 8-hour coaching package with me, all absolutely free. You get a flip phone, you get a lifeline to me. You get 8 hours of coaching time with me. You get a deep dive into your personality, and you get access to a Google Doc that we're going to set up and track your accountability together. We're going to get you access to the private Amplify Your Life coaching Facebook group, where we're going to drop in a bunch of content and videos and really cool resources and tools every week. The grand prize is the first week of October. So there's 3 ways to enter this contest: for the free coaching every week or the grand prize in October. 3 simple ways. 1, go to the website. It's in the description here. Go to the website, enter your email address, and you got to enter your email to win. Number 2, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Number 3, share this video or one of the other videos. But share one of the videos on Facebook using the hashtag #MyCoachingToolbox, okay? And those rules are also on the page. So go to the page, enter the contest. I hope you win. Thanks for watching the videos, and have a creative and purposeful day. See you next time.